Hey everyone, welcome back to World of Warcraft Classic Anniversary and our Night Elf Priest. I appreciate you joining me today, and I hope you are all doing well. We've got one more quest to complete before we can pick up our final two quests for the Dead Mines. Originally, I was going to complete our trader escort and then get straight into the dungeon, but because I think this quest could potentially take us a bit more time to complete, potentially, I've decided to push off our Dead Mines experience for one more episode to give us an opportunity to properly finish up these quest lines without rushing them. I'm confident that I'm going to want to run Dead Mines twice as well, back to back. And I'd rather have a full episode dedicated to both of those runs. So, we're actually going to get started with the People's Militia quest down in the south. Got Highwaymen, Knuckle Dusters, and Pathfinders, I believe, or Path Stalkers. So let's get started with those. As the trader is not yet at Sentinel Hill right now, because somebody else is must be working on it right now. And that's what I realized too from the previous episode, why the quest was missing. It was simply just because somebody else had already started it, and you have to wait for them to complete it before you can pick it up yourself. So, not a big deal. We should have plenty of time today. We should also be hitting level 19 very soon. I think for this quest we're going to want to focus on the Highwaymen if possible, just because I believe we need to kill the most of them out of all of the different Defias here. Yeah, we're going to need 15 of these, whereas we only need 5 of the Path Stalkers and Knuckle Dusters. Hit level 19. So we should be able to stick our final point into Spirit Tap. So every time we kill something that grants us experience, we will get this incredible buff. Should make things significantly more mana efficient for us. I did replace our ice cold milk with some melon juice though, just in case we do need to drink. Which will probably mostly be if and when we get overwhelmed by multiple enemies. Have to, heal it up. Use various cooldowns and whatnot. Like this pull right here could probably get a little crazy, but we'll give it a try. Let some of our mana come back. too bad. I think we could have even done better there. And still with a ton of mana to spare. Got a quest out here from Grimboo's Thunder Brew. We actually don't need this one though. This is part of it's kind of like a sub-quest as a part of the Dry Times quest that you can pick up in the Lakeshire Inn. I think he asks for like some hops or something, and he'll give you the required brew that you need. So we'll be skipping that. See some of the objectives underground for the dead mines. Hopefully we can get to that one. Renegade Mage at this encampment. I'm a little bit afraid to pull that one. I suppose if we target him first, it might not be too bad. almost done. Need to pick up one more Knuckle Duster and a Path Stalker. And then we'll probably head straight back to Sentinel Hill. We do have all the quests from Captain Grayson here in the south. But I want to see if we can do the trader escort first. And if we happen to have time, if it doesn't end up taking as long as I think it will, then maybe we can start working on a couple of those quests on the coastline. I think one of these quests is pretty lengthy though. Might be the Coastal Menace, where we're going to have to kill quite a lot of murlocs stretching all the way to the northern end of the coast. I'm not sure if we'll get to that one or not, but we'll definitely at the very least take on Old Murkai. Let's get back to Sentinel Hill. Pick up this trader quest right now. We can turn in the People's Militia later. I don't want to miss this. In fact, let's accept it. We can read it along the way, since this is such a popular pickup. So Stoutmantle sends a scrawny night elf like you to protect me. Guess you'll have to do. Better bring some friends too. Well, we'll see how it goes. You know the deal, right? You watch my back and I'll take you to the Defias hideout. But you better be close by my side. The Defias gang wants my head now. If they see me with you, they'll try to kill me. Let me know when you and any friends you can round up are ready to go. Well, it's just us. So, we'll see how it goes. I'm sure we're going to be in for quite the fight. Once we get to Moonbrook, which is, I'm assuming, where we're headed. It's not marked as an elite quest, so I'm sure we're not going to be fighting off against any elites. But I'm sure it's going to be like 4 or 5 things that are going to jump out at us. I am thankful that he is running down the main road, though. I can't imagine how long this escort would have been if he walked. And I wasn't sure what he was going to do, so that's why I thought it would take maybe a bit of time to get through this. In any case, I'm glad we decided to hold off on doing the dead mines today. Just much easier to wrap some stuff up. Looks like we're not going to be attacked until we actually get into Moonbrook. The other thing that I'm kind of banking on, I hope, is that the way is clear. With all the players that have been doing dead mines consistently, I'm hoping that there aren't too many enemies left alive. Push ahead a little bit. He's starting to walk now. Let's take a look at what we could be in for. Let's get rid of this looter. Hopefully we'll be able to heal the trader if he takes damage. Maybe he can do a little bit of tanking for us if necessary. It is not clear. This could get a little murky. Alright, he is willing to stop an attack with us. So that's good. Let's actually pull quite a few of these over to us now. That we can sit and drink and prepare for whatever the real fight's gonna be. Dump a bunch of our mana right now. I'm gonna throw a shield up. And we gotta drink really fast. Let's see how it goes. Really curious to see where we're gonna get jumped here. Oh, interesting. Wait, are we done? Huh. I thought for sure we would have gotten like a scripted sort of attack or something. Very interesting. Okay. So that was nowhere near as difficult as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, if we're simply just walking through Moonbrook, we are more than prepared. We are very over-prepared to deal with the enemies at this level. But I suppose you could complete that quest at level like 14 or 15, and if you attempted to do so, I could see why that would be difficult. that's okay. We can head over to Captain Grayson. We'll pick up his quests. We'll see what we can do. We'll just pick up all of them, and if we, end up skipping one of them, that'll be fine. Or, coming back to complete it at a later date. Up a wicked blackjack, main-handed mace. At this point, I'm just going to skip over all silverleaf that we see. It's unfortunate, but I don't see the prices really going up anytime soon. It's not going to give us any more skill points either. Do not be alarmed, Night Elf. I have long since passed from this land, but I intend no harm to your kind. I have witnessed too much death in my time. My only wish now is for peace. Perhaps you can help my cause. Keeper of the Flame. The night the lighthouse keeper's family died was horrible. I watched, helpless, as old Murkai led the attack. But what's done is done, and now my concern is for the lives of the sailors on the great sea, whose ships come close to the perilous rocks of the coastline. With no one to keep watch on the flame, the responsibility has fallen upon me. Help me keep the torch lit by bringing me 5 flasks of oil from the harvest monsters. The coast isn't clear. You probably noticed all the shipwrecks along the coast. The Great Sea is treacherous indeed. The coast of Westfall needs to be kept clear, so that if sailors find their way to our beaches, they are safe. The Murlocs are trouble though. Kill 7 tide hunters, warriors, oracles, and coast runners, and I will see to it that you are rewarded. And the coastal menace. When my life was ended upon the rocks, I had no clue what the afterlife held for me. The lighthouse was black that night because old Murkai had scared the keeper's family off. They returned and relit the flame, but old Murkai coerced the weaker-minded Murlocs to raid the lighthouse with him once again. The second time, the family was not so lucky, and before my eyes, they perished helplessly. Slay old Murkai if you see him along the shore, and bring me one of his scales, and I shall reward you. We can pick up a wand that will be a DPS loss. It is a fire wand. Which, honestly, I might just use it just to have something different to listen to while we're wanding. Tired of hearing the arcane sounds come out of our greater magic wand. There's also a shadow wand that's going to come out of one of the quests we complete for Dead Mines. I would like to use that one as well. I think that one's basically the same as the greater magic wand. It just deals shadow damage. And I don't know how many shadow wands we're going to come across in our time, so I think it would be nice to use one. Alright, let's get to work on these Murlocs. Yeah, like some of the coast runners, for example, are way up north here. The warriors are also pretty far north, so we'll see if we can get to this one in particular. I'll just take on some of the oracles and tide hunters and whatnot first. So they're around our level. And I'm okay with filling up the rest of the episode with this kind of stuff. Yeah, as we move up the coast, we'll make a detour over at the Alexton farmstead and try to pick up the oil at least. So we'll try to pick up the oil, we'll try to kill Old Merkai. And then we'll turn in our quests back at Sentinel Hill. Let's take him out. He hit us with a disease, volatile infection. 60 nature damage every 15 seconds. We can cure that. The cure disease ability is going to come in hand, especially later on in the playthrough. I'm very excited that we have it. It's definitely a struggle playing with the hunter and not being able to cure those 20 to 30 minute diseases at times. It's such a pain. Since we are killing a lot of murlocs, we're going to be picking up a lot of the clams off of them. And we can definitely use that meat for cooking. Resupply our boiled clams. We're starting to run into some warriors now. with the oracles and I believe the tide hunters as well. So we're making pretty good time here. Let's head up the hill here. We've got a lot of herbs that we can pick up. And let's head over to the Alexton farmstead. Let's try to get that oil. Trip over the hill, and we are at the farmstead. Hopefully the fields aren't being farmed up too much. Like the harvest watchers are maybe a little bit more available in this field usually. As I say that, we've got people killing a whole bunch of them. Unfortunate. And maybe they're aware of the same thing. We can take out the harvest golems as well, which people don't tend to want to go after versus the watchers, since the golems are not associated with any quests specifically. Yes, we've got quite a few here. They're going to be gray to us, but that's alright. Can multi-dot a few. Should be able to take them on with relative ease. Getting too much from them, then we might have to move on to something else. We can head north and try to take on some more golems. Work on the warriors too if we want. Surprising not to see any flasks of oil from that. At least so far. Yeah, so we'll move past the Gold Coast Quarry. We'll take on some of these golems here. I think we'll just ignore the warriors and the coast runners for now. I just don't think we'll have the time. But hopefully there'll still be a couple of other things we can do in Westfall at some point later on down the road. We're getting pretty close though to doing most of this stuff. We haven't located the treasure map either. It'd be fun to do that one again if we can. Yeah, let's take on these golems and then we'll head over to the Molson farm and Saldine farm. See if we can find any more there. We'll try to kill as many as we can. And then we will head back to Sentinel Hill. Make sure that we turn in the most important quests. Still no oil. You know, I feel like we might just be better off purchasing it off the auction house at this point. If we're trying to get it done quick. Honestly, it gives us something to do though, the next time we come back to Westfall. You know, we could leave it for that. We can leave it as like one of the quests. We can, you know, have we in our final episode of Westfall, we can just include it in that that bunch. Yeah, so I think for now, let's just so we're not carrying around that in our inventory, if that is going to be the plan, then let's head back to Sentinel Hill. And we'll turn in all of our quests. We'll head back to Captain Grayson and turn in Old Merkai, so we can get rid of his scale. And we'll use that new wand as well. It'll do a little bit less damage, but I think it'll be worth it just to play around with something new. We're not trying to rush to level 60 or anything. And I think we'll have some cooking to do, and first aid as well once we get back to town. We are back.
Light be with you. Be careful.
When I left the tainted lands of Lordaeron, I returned to a grim state of affairs here in my homeland. But there is hope for Westfall yet. As proven by your valor in battle, it is obvious to me that you serve our cause with honor. It is with great pride that I induct thee into the People's Militia. May the light shine upon you. Yeah, we're not going to pick up the Spark of the People's Militia. That one's not particularly great. It's also arcane damage anyway. Most excellent, Elendria. Van Cleef is as good as ours now that we know where he is hiding.
Light bless you.
There is but one task left for you to complete. Edwin Van Cleef must be assassinated. While it saddens me to condemn any man to a death sentence, it is for the greater good of the people of Westfall that Van Cleef is laid to rest, once and for all. Bring me the villain's head once the deed is done. And it is here that we can actually pick up a new staff, the Staff of Westfall. This is going to be a very massive upgrade for us. There's also a staff that can drop inside the instance that might actually be a little bit better than this too, so if we end up getting that instead, that is also fine with me.
Be careful.
It is here now that we have another quest that opens up as well at the top of the tower. For those red silk bandanas.
King's honor, friend.
It's no secret that the trademark of the Defias gang is their red bandanas, but we've learned that the material from which these bandanas are made signifies the member's rank. That being said, I want you to eliminate as many high-ranking Defias members as you can. The highest-ranking members will undoubtedly be found in Van Cleef's secret hideout. When you're done, bring me 10 red silk bandanas as proof of their deaths, and I will reward you. Good luck, Alindria. Nothing here for us,
Light bless you.
but some experience and a little bit of silver. All right, let's work on some cooking and first aid while we're here, and then I think we should have enough time to get back down to Captain Grayson.
What are you looking for?
I think we're gonna need some refreshing spring water, which I don't know. Yeah, I might have to go to the inn first. Oh, well, we don't do cooking fire for that though, so we can hold off on that for a second. Let's see if there's anything else we can actually cook. There might not be, besides the clams. Yeah, I don't think so. So let's make some more heavy linen bandages, at least until we hit level 80. And we no longer need linen bandages for much after that point. Don't need a linen cloth for much else. Maybe we can get a couple more skill points out of tailoring with it. Now that we've gotten to this point in first aid, I think we'll probably leave it alone for a while. Ouch. Created like 8 bandages there to end things off, and we couldn't get that last point. Oh well, almost there. Let's see if we can grab that refreshing spring water now.
Looking for something specific?
Yeah, I guess we'll get it from the innkeeper.
You need something?
Let's see, how many do we need? Just a couple, it looks like. And we can make 8 more boiled clams. It looks like we do actually need, I guess that would make sense, because they're boiled. Actually do need a cooking fire for this. Anything else we can sell? Don't think anyone's gonna buy the Murloc eyes. A lot of this stuff is just not worth much. I guess the hops could sell for something small, so you can buy them for a quest or 2. Alright, let's end things off by picking up that wand from Captain Grayson. And then we should be all ready to go. Yeah, we've got all of these quests here for the Dead Mines, all 5. And it should be a good time. I'm very excited to heal again. It's been a while. So we'll be sure at the beginning of the episode to go over the overall plan for dungeons, but you know, as a sneak peek, we've kind of touched on a few points here and there, but I'm probably going to run every dungeon at least twice, I would imagine, unless we somehow do everything that we, you know, possibly needed to the first time around. But I imagine some dungeons will take multiple run-throughs to finish quests, or, you know, maybe try to go for a specific piece of gear that we want. It's definitely going to be a bit more dungeon heavy, but what I want to avoid is, you know, having, you know, 2 or 3 episodes in a row where we're doing nothing but the same dungeon. So if we do run a dungeon multiple times, it'll be back to back, it'll be in the same episode, and, you know, we'll just try to do it that way. You know, I'll try to provide some healing tips as well as we move through the dungeons. I know a lot of you, or, you know, some of you that may not be as experienced with Classic, or, you know, maybe have been in the past, but just kind of need a refresher, or maybe just worried for one reason or another about, you know, going into a group healing and or, you know, tanking, since those roles are typically a little bit more unforgiving in the eyes of other players. You know, you might, the roles that are most susceptible to toxicity, I suppose. You know, hopefully I can make, you know, somebody out there feel more comfortable with taking on the healing role. I used to do a lot of healing quite a long time ago when I first started playing back in TBC. So I do have a decent feel for it. The priest is a little bit different than the druid, which is what I used to heal with all the time, but I think a lot of the core principles still apply. Alright, we've made it back to the lighthouse. And finally turn in our quest. So the foul heathen Murkai is dead. Well done, Alindria. By your hands one life was laid to rest, but perhaps many more were saved. The great sea, wrought with danger as it is, shall be a wee bit safer this night, thanks to your heroics. And we will take the torchlight wand. We'll give that a go. The wands never look any different, really, when you get like a new one, so the look of it is, you know, not going to change all that much for the wand itself, but it'll be spitting out fireballs this time around, at least I would imagine. So that should be a fun change of pace. That's going to do it for me for today, guys. As always, I appreciate you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed today's episode, please consider liking the video and subscribing for more. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.